And we'll welcome you back here to Vero Beach, Champ Sports Network's broadcast of Penn State Greater Allegheny Baseball with Brandon Dorr, Matt Fargo, as we get set for the bottom of the fifth inning. Greater Allegheny on top of Norwich 2-0 in opening night action. The top of the fifth inning, beg your pardon. As leading things off will be Adam Ware. Ware, the starting first baseman for, and will rip this one right to left field and reaching back over his head to make the catch. Nice catch by Brendan Place.
Yeah, good recovery by Place. Thought it might get over his head for a second. He made his move in right at first. Hit right at him, fortunately.
So this will be Sam Waitman with one away. First pitch, fouled out of play. I like they all have, you're noticing, the first base line is telling what they almost have slogans. Each player has a slogan. Waitman's happens to be let the big dog eat.
Right, yeah.
I'm a fan of.
Every time he's come up to the plate, never fails.
He swings through that one, 0-2 to Sam Waitman, one away here at the top of the fifth inning. 2-0, Greater Allegheny leads this one. 0-2 pitch to Waitman. Outside, 1-2. Tough pitch to lay off in the hole 0-2.
Another good off-speed pitch.
Brian Wadley, the starting pitcher for the Cadets, fires in a 1-2 pitch that is popped up into the air, headed into foul ground, chasing after it, and no one's going to be able to find it. There's a good bit of foul territory down the first baseline, and none of the three Cadets over there could catch up to it. And Waitman will live to fight another day, 1-2. One, two pitch into the dugout over on the left side. Battling Sam Waitman. Waitman awaits a 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, chin music for Waitman as he'll hold off on that one, 2-2. Champ Sports Network will bring you 6 broadcasts here from Vero Beach. Another one tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right back here on this very field. Hopefully the dew stays away. We'll be back, but the dew should not return. Two coming up to Waitman. It's a ground ball into left field. Base hit for Sam Waitman. Seeing eye single for the big fella.
Good at bat there from Waitman to work the count full. Drive one right through the left side there, in between the third baseman and the shortstop. Looks like we'll have a runner over there for Waitman.
It's first substitution, really, for Jim Chester, and it will be Brian Cassiano. Brian Cassiano, a sophomore, and he's a hometown boy out of McKeesport, Pennsylvania. So he attended McKeesport High School and walked across the street to Penn State Greater Allegheny. Or I beg your pardon. We're talking about Zach Krivda there. So standing in here is Jose Pablo Bonilla. And then a little fake there from Casiano. Casiano out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, my favorite vacation destination. They should pay me a royalty or something. Bonillo stands in and awaits the pitch from Wiley, and now a toss, kind of a lob throw over to first base, just to allow Mr. Casiano over there at first base that Wiley's watching him.
A nice little courtesy toss over there.
Another one. This one with a little more authority over there to first base. Two nothing Penn State Greater Allegheny. Jose Pablo Bonilla. Pitch is ripped into right field. And the right fielder ranges over, and Sean Flanagan makes the catch out in right field for the second out of the top of the fifth inning. That will bring in Victor Monroig as the Puerto Rico portion of the Greater Allegheny lineup continues. Puerto Rico well represented, along with McKeesport.
Right. I'd be pretty surprised if Penn State Greater Allegheny doesn't decide to send the runner here at first to get him in scoring position with 2 outs now.
Monroig, no one official at bat, 0 for 1. He walked back in the second inning and came around to score the season's first run and then grounded out to second base in the following inning back in the third. He'll look at a strike that falls right across the heart of the plate. So 1 on with 2 outs here at the top of the fifth. Pitch inside, high and inside to Monroig as he'll fall away. I tell you what, Victor is one of the biggest cheerleaders when it comes to Penn State Greater Allegheny basketball. He was in the stands every game I was at, leading the chants, and it was impressive. He's multi-talented as Victor. Runner takes off, trying to get into scoring position, and the ball kicked away. He's going to be safe at second base. They had him dead to rights, but Casiano will be safe.
Looked like Cassiano's foot got in there and maybe jarred the ball loose. Nice throw by the catcher. Nice low throw.
That's Cody Lindell, who threw over to second base, and like Brandon said, a really great throw. And that will put the runner in scoring position, as our coach on the broadcast was calling for. That was 2 pitches ago, right?
Yeah.
It'll be a 1-2 pitch coming here to Victor Monroig.
He's there for him. It's all up to Monroig to just quick short swing, put the ball through one of the holes. Nice line drive. And get this run home. A lot of speed on the base pad. Shouldn't take much. Single should do.
Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Monroig chases a breaking ball outside the zone, and that will retire the forced portion of inning number 5. With our score, Penn State Greater Allegheny leads it 2-0. The Cadets bats try to get something going in the bottom portion of the inning when we return here on the Champ Sports Network. Back here on Champs, I want to get you set with the, these, I'm going to have to print out new papers tomorrow, Brandon. All of these are soaked. There hasn't been one bit of rain in the area here in Vero Beach. And it looks like this place was just poured on with the way that our my lineup card and whoa boy, it's just it's a little soggy.
Definitely something we're not used to up in Pittsburgh.
That's the humidity. The atmosphere is so wet, right?
Right.
Well, coming up tomorrow on the Champ Sports Network, Miami Hamilton. So we'll play a Florida club tomorrow at 7 p.m. right back at this field. We'll have the doubleheader for you at Holman Stadium, which is the actual stadium that the Dodgers played on, and Jackie Robinson and the likes took the field at. So we'll be there on Monday for games against Bridgewater State and Briarcliff out of New York, followed by Tuesday's game against West Virginia Tech. So play a subsidiary of WVU. First pitch of the bottom of the fifth inning is taken for a ball outside of the zone. Leading things off is Billy Whaley, the starting first baseman. Whaley 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. The 1-0 pitch is missed downstairs. Two and 0. Here is Zach Krivda's 60th pitch of the game, and it's taken into center field for the game's first hit for Norwich University. And it comes here in the bottom of the fifth inning. That is the first hit of 2014 for the Cadets.
And not a moment too soon. First hit, but their sixth base runner, I believe.
Yes.
Let's see. Leadoff guy gets on. Let's see if they could do something with it here.
Well, they've picked off two at first already.
Yeah, I'd be careful over there if I were Norwich.
First pitch showing bunt. It's popped up into the air. It's going to be tough. Throw is on line. Nice play by Zach Krivda as that ball really was unsure on which way it was going to continue to bounce down the first baseline. And Krivda was able to barehand it. It was a high throw, but a good job by Adam Ware to make that catch.
And as a lefty, Krivda is coming off the mound there. He's fallen away from that play, that bunt going up the first baseline. So it's a nice recovery and a nice throw, nice stretch by the first baseman Ware. Good play all around there by Penn State Greater Allegheny.
So that will be just the second player to reach second base for Norwich as Jim Chester wants to talk things over on the bump with his entire infield. As Nick Gendron due up the designated hitter, 0 for 1 with the strikeout. This is the 7-8-9 spot for Norwich. Left-handed batting, Nick Gendron stands in. First pitch, right down the middle for a called strike. Runner stands at second base. 2-0. Greater Allegheny leads this one to the bottom of the fifth. We'll play 7 tonight. Both teams agreeing to that just before the first pitch, actually. It was scheduled for 9. Might come into Greater Allegheny's favor, though. Is that one in the dirt? Ball kicks away. Here's the throw down to third. Not in time. And Whaley is safe at third and 90 feet away.
Yeah, the ball just kicked just far enough toward the right-hander hitter's batter's box away from Ambrose. Runner able to advance. Nice jump there.
I think that kicked away, so we're going to place blame there on Ambrose.
I say we call it a wild pitch.
Okay, we're going to call it a wild pitch. All right, Brandon making the official announcement.
Well, as a former catcher,
see, that's the
you learn to.
That it's always the pitcher's fault, right?
You're doing enough back there. You're doing enough back there to where
I'm down here on my feet the whole game, Well played.
one each up. We could call on the pitcher.
Right. Runner on third. Here's the pitch to Gendron. Fouled back into the netting here behind home plate. So 1-1 pitch coming up here to Nick Gendron. Runner stands at third. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt. Nice block, though, by Ambrose. Beg your pardon, moves to 2-2. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Kribda fires in the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. It's popped sky high, headed into foul territory. Third baseman Monroy calling for it. He will make the catch and retire the second out of the bottom of the fifth inning. And you look over to third base and you see Monroy wearing 21. Kind of fitting.
Very fitting.
Roberto Clemente, of course, a staple in Puerto Rico. When you talk about Puerto Rico and talk about baseball, it's hard not to mention Roberto Clemente.
And, of course, a staple in Pittsburgh.
Right. Well, speaking of 21, Brandon Place, he steps up to the plate and fouls the first pitch back into the cage. Part of this foul ball territory separated by fence, and then the higher part of it separated by the traditional baseball netting. Time taken, asked by Brandon Place, who's 0 for 1 this evening with a strikeout looking. Pitch. Ground ball, and that gets into right field. That will be an RBI single for Brandon Place. And it's 2-1 as Norwich capitalizes on their first hit, and they get a second hit that brings in Billy Whaley, I beg your pardon.
And it's taken them 4+ innings, but it looks like some of the Norwich hitters have started to figure out Kribda up there, putting some better swings on the ball. That one able to get into right field and score the run. A very clutch 2-out hit, one that Norwich really needed.
So I'll have a pitch runner at first base. Manager for the Cadets out to get him out there at first base. As stepping up to the plate will be Charlie Schaub, the starting center fielder. Time is called by umpire on the base pads, Rich Estrada. Calls time.
Some action down there in the Greater Allegheny bullpen.
First time this season. Called strike there right down the middle. Freezing up Schaub. Wind up in the pitch. Pick off at first base, and one of the few times tonight that we could say that Place was able to get back in time, and it's almost a formality for the most part. Checkbacks at first base. You don't see the pickoff being executed to perfection like Greater Allegheny's done it tonight.
Especially twice in one game here.
Right. That one's downstairs in the dirt. Mentioned the umpires. They're a part. I'm not sure if these ones are in particular, but there's a lot of umpires that are down here that are part of the minor league baseball umpiring school, teaching the umpires to go into the next level in minor league baseball. And that one's inside. Runner takes off. Throw down to second, and he's safe. Just sliding underneath the tag. Great throw by Ambrose, but a better slide by Place as he literally put the legs right underneath the glove of Aaron McGee, and he is safe at second base. The tying run is in scoring position with 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th inning.
Like you said, great throw there by Ambrose, just sneaking in there. Very good slide. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt the Lions.
Time called by Schaub, I beg your pardon. Schaub steps down to the batter's box again. Place stands at second base. We are in a 2-1 ball game here. Norwich got their first hit at the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Cold strike as Krivda battles back. The chanting and hollering from the Norwich bench is there into this one. Momentum swinging on the other side now. Throw down to first base as that one weakly put out. And a nice job by Ambrose to toss down to first base to end the inning. So the threat retired. And Penn State Greater Allegheny hanging on to a 2-1 advantage here after 5 over Norwich University, and where they needed to weather that first storm of the season. You weren't going to throw a bunch of no-hit baseball. Of course, it's really good to start off the season the way that Zach Krivda had, but you also like to see when there's a little bit of situational pitching that needs to be done, he's able to come in and execute and get the job done with minimal damage.
You're right, Matt. It's a long season. You're gonna face adversity at some point, and a lot of coaches would prefer to have it in their first game. For the Lions, first one coming in the 5th inning there, and they handled it very nicely. Got out of there, just giving up the 1 run and taking the lead into the 6th inning.
So there's a new man on the mound here for Norwich. We'll get you that young man's name here in a second. What do we have on the line for Zach Krivda as he gives up his first 2 hits, 2014, back there in the inning, number 5? Krivda on 71 pitches to this point. As we'll head into top of the 6th inning. It will be Aaron McGee leading things off for Greater Allegheny at the top of the 6th. McGee today, 2 for 2 singles, and got stranded at third base both times. So he's looking forward to getting someone to bring him around. Well, we got a good one on opening night 2014, 2-1. Trying to keep the dew away and bring you the end of this one. I think Greater Allegheny is going to have to invest in a new printer after tonight, though. That does not look good.
I'll tell you what. That thing looks like it's been rained on for a while.
Really interesting atmosphere here. First pitch, fly ball, headed into foul territory, and that should get away, at least far enough that no cadet able to chase it down, but he was quite close to that ball, actually.
A lot closer than I thought he'd be over there by the bullpen amidst all the Greater Allegheny relievers down there.
That's Charlie Schaub, by the way, that has taken over the pitching duty. So he moves from center field to the mound. Low and outside, Aaron McGee, 1-1. Pitch. On the check swing, it was in there regardless. Would not have mattered. Nice pitch to buckle up McGee, 1-2. Schaub deals and breaking ball a little bit late and fouls that one off. Ground ball, can it get through? Yes, it can. Seeing eye single for Aaron McGee into center field. As a diving attempt by the shortstop, ball goes right over his glove into center field.
3 really good at-bats here for McGee today, working the counts deep and finding a way to just get on base. Hopefully this time his teammates can come through, get him home, get some insurance on the board.
Aaron McGee batting 1,000 this season. How about that? 3 for 3 with 3 singles.
That's something you love to rub in your
early this year, right?
Early in the season.
Well, let's see if you could get out of Florida batting 1,000. That would be impressive. Tommy Williams steps up to the plate. 1 on, no out. McGee shows bunt, and he gets it down. Beautifully placed ball right on first base. He bobbled the ball, and McGee is safe. Williams is safe. Everybody's safe.
Beautiful bunt right down the first base line there by Williams. Great hustle to beat it out. Just a real slight bobble, but he got up the line pretty quick and able to beat it out.
I think this grass is trimmed to the 1/8 of an inch for Major League Baseball because it was just continued to roll. It actually didn't lose any velocity as it kept rolling, and Schaub had some trouble getting over to it. That's what caused the bobble, and there are 2 on with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning for Penn State Greater Allegheny with the top of the order. As we turn over the lineup, Troy Ambrose steps to the plate.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see another bunt here.
Ambrose steps in, and a slap bunt attempted. Throw back to second base as it was McGee cheating over a little bit. He's back in time. Called strike on Ambrose as, softball fans out there more familiar with the slap bunt, and he was able to, couldn't quite catch up to that one. Chester yelling out those 3-digit instructions instead of signals. You used to that third base coach touching his nose 25 times a game. None of that for Jim Chester, just numbers. All players have what I refer to as the quarterback wristbands that have the plays on them, and that has the digits, and each digit signifying what each player is supposed to do on that given play. Bunts down and popped up foul into the few stands that are here at Vero Beach. And both Norwich and Penn State Greater Allegheny bringing some family and friends down here. I believe Norwich is just in town for tonight's game. Of course, this game originally was scheduled to be played out of McKechnie Field, and you could talk to Penn State University about why it isn't. This one weakly hit. First baseman going to have to get down the line. He's able to touch first base and retire Ambrose.
Nice job there by Ambrose down in the hole 0-2. Put the ball in play. Works just the same as a sac bunt.
Moves the runners into scoring position. 2 on the pond for Clay Groff. Groff spent really the duration of the season last year behind the dish, and now talk about a change of scenery out in right field. Right up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing a high upstairs fastball out of the zone.
A little bit of an anxious swing there by Groff, chasing a pitch high and outside. No doubt looking to bring these runners home. Big insurance runs out there on second and third.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside and high across the letters. Sets and throws. This one way upstairs is Cody Lindell had to come out of the crouch to grab that one up. And a time is called, and a meeting of just players will come. The infield meets on top of the bump.
And if I'm Clay Groff here, I'm very patient here at the plate. 3 pitches he's seen so far haven't been very close. One he chased, first pitch of the at-bat he chased, but other than that, nothing really close to the strike zone. Looking forward to seeing him being pretty patient here and selective.
Two-one pitch coming to the young man who graduated from Taylor Alderdice High School. Missing very close on the inside corner. Some oohs and ahs from the Cadet faithful. Might be almost on their side on that one. Close call. But you're gonna be on the both sides of that all season long. 2-2. There's a called strike to make it 3-2. Full count. Groff steps out. Groff batted .272 last year. 92 at bats, and he'll take this one to right field. And that's over the right fielder's head. It will score 2. Groff's on his horse to second. That is a bases clearing triple for Clay Groff. Beautifully done into right field.
Great piece of hitting there by Groff. Inside out swing, pushes that ball right over the right fielder's head to the opposite field. And he was motoring around those bases. Big insurance runs here for Penn State Greater Allegheny in the top of the 6th inning.
To make it 4-1. That's a called strike. To Braden Pennington, the center fielder. Pennington is senior. Might have been the pitch. That's popped up into right center field. Back is the right fielder, and he will be the one to make the catch. That's John Flanagan out there at right field, and tagging up to score is Clay Groff, and add another one on the board. Make it 5-1, Greater Allegheny. And Adam Ware steps to the plate now. Sack fly. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Gets the job done. Great way to respond here by Greater Allegheny after the first run comes across for Norwich in the...
That's a fair ball roped down the third baseline all the way to the wall in left field. And Adam Ware is rolling in, coasting into second base with a double. 2-out double for Adam Ware.
Looks like he might have
pulled something,
came up a little injured on that play. Rounding first base, it looked like he just planted his right leg wrong, maybe jammed his knee a little bit. He's walking it off right now.
Penn State Greater Allegheny Baseball here on the Champ Sports Network. Broadcast one of many here on the network as we'll be down here in Vero Beach with the team through Tuesday. Standing up. Standing in here for Greater Allegheny is Brandon Cassiano. And Cassiano grounds this ball. First pitch he sees to third base. Throw on to first. And that's out number 3. But Greater Allegheny brings the bats to work for Zach Krivda here in the top of the 6th inning as they strike for 3 runs on 3 hits and are managed to expand their lead to 5-1 after 5.5 here at Vero Beach, just short of Vin Scully Way here in Dodgertown, historic Dodgertown. Really cool to walk through here, Brandon. I know we just got here from Bradenton earlier this afternoon, but you feel the history as you walk through here.
Oh, right. It's a beautiful facility. You could tell it's been used for spring training situations for many years prior to this. Beautiful fields, beautiful complexes. And if you're a player, you're lucky and you appreciate your opportunity to come down here for spring training, get the opportunity to play where a bunch of greats have been playing.
Well, it's 61 degrees right now here in Vero Beach. It's 34 up there in Pittsburgh, so we won't rub it in too much. But I hate to say 61 is chilly, but it's chilly down here. It has that, for some reason, I'll tell you what, 61 degrees doesn't feel like 61 that I'm familiar with. Eric Shell will take the bump. And does Eric Shell not look like a reliever to you? I mean, he just has the...
He has the prototypical long hair, beard. Reminds me a lot of Jason Grilly.
I want to say like a combination between Jason Grilly and Brett Kiesel with the beard and the hair. It's just kind of a 1-2 punch for Shell, who will relieve Zach Krivda of a great opening performance. 71 pitches in 5 innings of work. And leading things off will be the top of the order for the Cadets here in the bottom of the 6th. It will be Brian Baker, who will step to the plate. Baker today reached base on an error and a base on ball. First pitch of 2014 for Shell, and it's a called strike right down the middle. Shell, a 4.13 ERA last year. Struck out 23, had 13 walks, 8 earned runs. Gave up just 21 hits in 21 innings of work. Ground ball to second base. Underhand from McGee over to Ware for out number 1 of the bottom of the bottom of the 6th. Shell pitched in 15 games and pitched in 32 innings of work. That was Oliver Gurman, who I said 21. 32.2 innings of work. That 4.13 ERA. Sean G. Rich steps in. First pitch is taken upstairs for ball 1. Shell toes the rubbers and delivers the pitch. A ground ball that Backhanded attempt by McGee, throws way offline into the dugout. But down is Sean Gierich. Didn't even attempt to head to second because he is down at first base. Coach over to attend to him. And now that's two players that have had some trouble turning that first base bag tonight, Brandon.
Yeah, it looks like he too just landed wrong, pushed off wrong right off that first base bag. But I don't think he was going anywhere anyways. The great job by Ambrose, the catcher, to get over and back up that errant throw over the first baseman's head, over near the Greater Allegheny dugout.
And he was already headed over that way, and that's a great job by Ambrose and not being caught being a spectator and still knowing where you need to be in those situations.
Right, especially with Groff taking the majority of the duty back there.
Right.
For him for first game of the spring, for him to make that play is a really good sign for Coach Chester.
Ambrose, a transfer from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And here's a pickoff attempt as Ambrose throws down to Ware at first base, and Gierich able to get back in time. Check over at Gierich, and now the pitch over to John Flanagan. Check swing, still in there for a called strike. Shell sets and deals. This one fouled down the first baseline and out of play. I kind of want to ask Troy Ambrose, Fort Lauderdale, Florida to McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Why?
Definitely a big jump there.
There's a lot of them, though. You have to ask. And this one also fouled out of play. I think it's a little bit different story for the young men coming from Puerto Rico. We talked to Jim Chester in the pregame show about this, but they're looking for an opportunity. And to get seen, and there's just so much opportunity, but there's really only a handful that get that real shot. Weekly hit to McGee at second base, on to first. Ware makes the catch to retire the second out here at the bottom of the sixth inning. To retire Flanagan, 2 away. Cody Lindell will step up to the plate. Lindell 0 for 2 on the evening. As a runner heads to second base, that's Gierich. So 1 on, 2 out here at the bottom of the sixth inning. Greater Allegheny leads it 5-1. We'll play 7 here from field number 2 in Vero Beach, Florida. Shell sets and deals. Taken outside for ball 1.
Tough pitch to lay off there. Nice little breaking pitch. Just broke right off the plate. Down and out.
The last second, too.
Yeah.
1-0 is popped up into center field. Ranging underneath it. And making the catch for out number 3 is Braden Pennington to retire the Cadets in the bottom of the sixth inning. So Greater Allegheny, their final at-bats of the evening, as they'll try to add to their 5-1 advantage before sending it out for the bottom part of the seventh inning and trying to get that first victory of 2014. And it's always a feel-good feeling to get it in the first game and not have to work for it, to get that first one out of the way as early as possible.
It really sets the tone for your trip, too. Gives your team a lot of confidence coming out of the gate. But you can't be satisfied with a win in your first appearance. You gotta play strong the rest of your trip and really look to improve as a ball club before you head down to conference play back home.
That won't happen. The first conference game, when Greater Allegheny returns to Western Pennsylvania, they will head out to Consol Energy Park to play Indiana University, IUP. It's kind of a big deal party up there this weekend from what I'm hearing.
Ironically, the game is on St. Patrick's Day.
Right. So then they'll have a away game against doubleheader against Point Park. Then on Saturday, the 22nd, they'll play Cincinnati Clearmont in a rematch of the championship game. They'll actually play 4 games against them. They'll play a doubleheader on the 22nd and a doubleheader on the 23rd. That might be a weekend to go out there and check that out. As a rematch of small college World Series might be something to be interested in. And then getting back to the point at hand, which was Penn College on the 29th, will open up PSUAC play for the Lions. So still about a month away.
Ways to go, but
it's going to go fast.
It comes quick. It
Yes.
comes quick. You ask the coaching staff, they'll tell you they'll only have a certain number of days until the first conference game. You can never have too much time to prepare.
Then don't forget that Friday we'll start our WPIL high school baseball coverage. A lot of former WPIL stars stand on the Greater Allegheny squad. Jose Pablo Bonilla will lead things off. Top of the 7th inning here on and Bonilla takes a called strike. 1-0 pitch swung on and missed.
Bottom fell right out of that one. As Bonilla comes up empty. Count goes to 0-2 here. Little weakly hit grounder to first base. First baseman will take it himself for the first out of the inning, as Bonilla is retired. Brings up Victor Monroy, the number 7 batter and third baseman for Greater Allegheny. Another off-speed pitch there. Bottom falls right out from under it. Looks to be fooling the Greater Allegheny hitters thus far in the inning.
1-0 pitch missed inside. Thanks, partner.
No problem.
I think I'll be all right. 1-1 pitch to Victor Monroy. Lollipop missed. High outside.
I can't quite tell from here, but it looks as if he might be throwing a knuckleball up there.
Yeah, it's a little bit different to tell from here. This one popped up into foul ground. First baseman under it. And he'll make the catch. 2 away here in the top of the 7th.
That brings Aaron McGee up to the plate, working on a fantastic day, 3 for 3 so far. Infield single right up the middle over the pitcher's head, legged it out. Little bloop shot over first baseman's head in his second at bat, and a nice solid single up the middle in his third at bat.
Aaron McGee. We talked about batting 1,000 earlier.
See if he can keep it going here.
High upstairs. Schaub sets and throws. That one's low. Three balls, no strikes to Aaron McGee. Here at the top of the seventh inning. Ball four pitch walk. And Aaron McGee will remain batting 1,000.
Gets out of the first game unscathed.
You knew he wasn't swinging unless it was right down the middle. You go 3 for 3. I'm happy with that performance.
Thank you.
And coming in, Gianmarco Concepcion. And Concepcion out of Puerto Rico. His first cuts as a member of the Lions of Penn State. Greater Allegheny coming up here as he'll bat for Tommy Williams. Gianmarco Concepcion. All name team, by the way. Takes a strike. Lefty fires in and misses. Ball kicks away, and off goes McGee, standing up at second. Kicked all the way to the backstop, and there's a football field behind the catchers here.
Yeah, I don't think the catcher quite got a piece of that either. I think it changed direction, bounced off the inside of the umpire's leg.
I think that one went. I think that was the 58-foot pitch, Brandon. I don't think that even made it close.
We'll call that one a while. We'll give that one a while.
I think you're right either way on that side. Swinging there is Concepcion, and the ball kicks away again. Concepcion shouldn't have swung at that one, as that one was well into the dirt. Here's a pitch from Brian Albert. Way away. This is going to move McGee up to third. Wow. Has the pitcher ever done that to you?
A little. Oh, yes. It happens, but I'm wondering if something's going on with the mound out there, or maybe his footing, because the past 2 or 3 pitches haven't been very close, and that one was way outside.
I'm telling you that Cody Lindell had no chance at catching that one. That was past the left-handed batter's box.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a meeting on the mound here to either discuss strategy or what I think is some sort of footing issue on the mound.
And then I don't know if do you blame a little bit of jitters for Brian Albert's first inning out on the mound?
Well, it seems like he's fooling a lot of the greater Allegheny hitters with his off-speed stuff. He's thrown a lot of it so far this inning, but I think that one just got away from him a little bit.
2-2 pitch to Concepcion, called strike 3, and that's your inning. 6.5 in the books, and Penn State Greater Allegheny 3 outs away from putting the lid on victory number 1 as they lead this one 5-1 after 6.5.
Yeah, Albert came back with a 2-2 change up there. Froze Concepcion up there in his first at-bat of the season.
Reminder, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, back here. Miami Hamilton will take on your Lions. I believe there's a JV game tomorrow afternoon. We will not have that one for you, but keep it tuned to athleticsga.com for all of your needs. Your SID does a pretty good job. That's what I've heard. Amanda's sitting next to us and doing a better job than we are tonight. That's having less problems, if anything. And running the scoreboard here at Vero Beach on top of it all. Well, it will be Shell back out for the bottom of the 7th. So he'll try to finish off his work in what Zach Krivda started. No-hitter through 4 1/3.
No-hitter through 4 1/3. First hit coming. Base hit right up the middle. Believe only 2 hits on the day.
Yep.
Second one being the one that scored the runner.
Well, leading things off here for the Cadets in the bottom of the 7th inning will be first baseman Billy Whaley, who, ironically enough, it's called foreshadowing, my friend, had the first hit for the Cadets. It came around to score the lone run for the Cadets. Strike 1 from Shell to Whaley. There's a Billy and a Brian. There's strike 2. And ironically, Billy and Brian Whaley, they were 16 and 17.
My question was, were they brothers?
I do know. I think they're spelled different.
Yeah, I was trying to check the spelling there.
No, I think you're right. They are spelled. Well, wait.
I think we're looking at twin brothers here.
Well, I don't know because.
Oh no! Yeah, that is.
We just took a look at the roster here. Brian Whaley, a sophomore, 6'3", 200 pounds,
right,
from St. Louis, Missouri, and went to Bill High School. Billy Whaley, a first baseman, a sophomore, 6'2", 200 pounds, a mere inch difference, Northfield, Vermont.
both pitchers, both throw right, both bat right.
Not brothers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Whaley goes down on strikes. They're cousins. Okay, they're cousins. That would have been the only other way. I was going to say there has to be some relation there. Taking low and outside for ball 1, Devin Siley. Siley does not have any relations on the team. Siley's a senior from Tunbridge, Vermont. A lot of Vermonts. There's a couple Chicagos. Chandler, Arizona. San Antonio, Texas make up this Norwich University team. Pretty eclectic group. pitch, swing and a miss. Could not catch up to Shell's ball there. Shell deals. Outside. 1-2.
Just misses off the outside part of the plate right there. Shell really wanted that one bad. So did his bench, from the sounds of it.
Shell just one of 4 seniors on Greater Allegheny this season. 1-2 pitches fouled back. He'll stay alive. 1-2. Shell, a Linesville, Pennsylvania native, went to Mercyhurst Northeast. Pitch fouled away.
There goes your Brett Kiesel comparison.
Right.
The fear of the beard
Yeah.
from the
bench.
Greater Allegheny bench over there.
All right, I'm just glad we're all on the same page. Another foul ball back into the cage. Well, we talked about Jim Chester a few times during the broadcast. Looking at the rest of the coaching staff, Joe Ranelli was able to met the team as they pulled onto the bus here at Vero Beach. I have to tell that story tomorrow night. Justin Thomas and Eric Kuzma. Shell sets a deal. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Sets down another. And Shell doing it all his own. And then to round out that Greater Allegheny coaching staff, Jason Paris, who graduated last season from Penn State Greater Allegheny. He didn't do too shabby. Was give me his line here in a second. First pitch, Shell stands in to face a called strike there as this is Nick Gendron. Oh, 1 pitch. Just low. Paris batted .378 last year. Now part of the coaching staff. Swing and a miss. Shell dealing. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Cadets down to their final strike. And a fly ball out to center field, and that's into the gap. A 2-out base knock. Puts a man aboard for the Cadets here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Shell was going for the good morning, good afternoon, good night 7th inning, and we'll have a momentary pause here for good night.
Yeah, no harm done there. Little 2-out single. Still a 4-run cushion here for Greater Allegheny. Just up to Shell to bear down here, and get the final out so they can notch their first win of the season.
But they're Lions.
Little joke there from Matt.
LaShawn Thomas will now bat for Norwich. LaShawn Thomas out of San Antonio, Texas. With 1 on and 2 away here at the bottom of the 7th. Check swing. He holds back for a pitch that was well outside the zone. Thomas, a freshman, facing the senior Shell. That one fouled out of play. And umpire has to reload show.
Some nice battles here by
Both sides.
Norwich Cadets and the Penn State Greater Allegheny Lions.
Really patient, overly patient for the first game of the year, I think. There's a swing and a miss, late to that one.
Right, usually hitters want to go up their first game of the year and get their licks in real quick.
Yep.
Really a testament to both coaching staffs, I would believe. Preaching patience to their hitters.
Back down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Runner takes off. That is outside for ball 2. And catcher's indifference says there was not even an attempt to try to slow down the runner headed from first to second.
Yeah, I think Ambrose is more focused on getting that called strike there. Just missing off the edge of the plate.
And did the famous catcher freeze, trying to get the call. Here's a 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Outside, count runs full, low and away. Payoff pitch. Shell to LaShawn Thomas, and a step off from Shell. And the umpire now decides to do some spring cleaning of home plate. This one is weakly hit to third base. Monroy got with it. The scoop is in time as Ware was able to get the glove down and get that foot back on the bag. And Penn State Greater Allegheny is victorious in game number 1 in 2014 with a 5-1 victory over Norwich University this evening on opening night. And Victor Monroy tossing to Adam Ware to retire at 5-1.
Great performance from Aaron McGee at the plate today. 3 singles and added a walk in his last at bat. Really got the offense going in a lot of ways for Penn State Greater Allegheny today. And not to overshadow Krivda's performance on the mound, just 1 earned run on the 2 hits in the 1 inning. Couple walks, but a really good performance on the mound in his first start as a sophomore this season, building off a great freshman year last year.
And I think you said it earlier. This win really fuels the rest of the trip. Last year, Greater Allegheny lost that first game, and he kind of they were still able to get some wins out of it and still have a successful trip. Because I think really this trip is all about finding out the unknowns, finding out the new guys in the system. Where do they fit? Where do you fill holes? And from there on, how does it all work out and shake out? And to be able to do what Greater Allegheny did tonight, which was pitch well, and offensively they were able to put a lot of stuff together. And I think what jumps off the bat to me is the offensive patience that they had at the plate for a first game really struck me.
Right, and not only the offensive patience, but you didn't see a ton of huge hits. You had the 2-run triple by Groff in the 5th inning, but other than that, a lot of key at bats, like you said, a lot of patient at bats, a lot of walks, moving guys up via the sac bunt early on, and very clutch hitting too as well. Nice 2-out hitting, and a really good solid offensive performance overall for Penn State Greater Allegheny today.
Well, kind of hard to pick out one outstanding performance. Zach Krivda's no-hitter through 4 1/3. Also highlighted Aaron McGee going 3 for 3
out of the 8th spot.
Out of the 8th spot. And I don't know. I would say it would be between McGee and Krivda for me.
We could go offensive defense.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it go. Right?
For the first game of the season. Why not?
Well, like we mentioned, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night, when Miami Hamilton comes to this very same field number 2. And then on Monday, we'll be at Holman Stadium calling it from the Vin Scully press box, and that puts pressure on us to do a good job.
It does put quite a lot of pressure on us, but a very, very honorable, chilling experience to be broadcasting in the same place as the great Vin Scully right here in Dodgertown, nonetheless. So,
and one of the big things for him, and we'll talk about this more on Monday, but he doesn't do a game with a partner. I am far not even close good enough to do it without a partner.
There are few and far between. So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
But good to have you down here. Looking forward to calling some baseball the rest of the way. I know I did it solo last year, so good to have a partner now.
Yeah, as always, thanks for having me on the air with you. It's been a pleasure. Love calling the games here, especially early in the spring.
Yeah, well, who turns down a free trip to Florida?
That's
inevitably, right?
Also have to take that into account.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll wrap things back up here in Vero Beach. Thanks for listening, as we'll wrap things up here with possibly an interview with Jim Chester and at least one of the 2 co-MVPs of today's game. Once again, the final score, if you will leave us before we wrap things up, Penn State Greater Allegheny moves to 1-0 in 2014 with a 5-1 victory. Zach Krivda gets his first win of 2014, and great job to wrap things up by Shell in those final 2 innings. So we're going to step away for a second. We'll be right back here and wrap things up on the Champ Sports Network's presentation of Penn State Greater Allegheny Baseball.
Recording this?
Pressure's on. And well, here on the Champ Sports Network, Penn State Greater Allegheny wins this one 5-1. Co-MVPs of the game, we have Aaron McGee joining us. And Aaron, you are now batting 1,000 on the season. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good. Feels really good.
To start off the season this way, 3 for 3, you get the walk there at the end. To come into spring and be able to do what you did there, is that a good way to start
Yeah. I'm just hoping to build off of it, get out, and next time maybe even do better.
Getting that first victory of the year, does it feel a little bit good to get the weight off your shoulders there early? Last year, coming down here, slower start. To do what you guys did tonight, both offensively and defensively. What's your thoughts on that?
It's always good to get the first win. Um, we were a bit emotional today because of Evan and everything. I think we handled ourselves pretty well, but there's always room for improvement.
You looked at following the game. Those not listening didn't get a chance, and Evan, of course, one of them. You guys took a picture with his jersey out there. Playing for him, and Chester said in the pregame that he's not down here with us, but he's definitely with us in spirit. You guys are really carrying that with you.
Yes, we are.
What is it about that you could turn a negative like that into a positive and really kind of use it as fuel?
I really don't know. Obviously we'd like him down here, but we just got to make the best of it. We have to do what he would want us to do, and that's win games.
Positive note, is it nice to come out here and get this nice weather and finally get to play on a baseball diamond? Have you guys practiced on baseball field yet?
No, we practice in a parking lot though, but not on the field. No.
All right, from this game forward, there's a lot of baseball left to be played. What do you do to not only better your game but better the team's game throughout the year and inevitably get to where you guys got to last year?
Just try to take it easy on the mistakes. Just yeah.
Take it easy on those mistakes.
Yeah.
Wise words a baseball player could say. Aaron, congratulations. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, Aaron McGee. And now, what a pitcher. Zach Krivda joining us. And, Zach, you came to Bradenton. I have to pick on you first. And you came to Bradenton for the Pirate game, and you were the only one that decided to wear something different.
Yeah.
But I don't think Coach Chester's going to pick on you anymore because I think he's going to let you wear whatever you want if you could keep pitching like that.
Yeah, as long as you win on the field, he doesn't care.
You come out, you start feeling it. It seemed like right from the get-go you were really locating the ball well. Did you feel that way right off the mound?
Actually, no, I was nervous in the first inning, but and we had a couple errors, so it was nerve-wracking. But the second inning, and then it started building, so yeah.
You get some offensive help early.
Yeah.
Obviously, for a pitcher, that makes things a little bit easier. Are you start thinking, hey, I've given up some base runners, but I haven't given up a hit? Where you think, did that ever enter your mind? When did that start to creep in?
A little bit. They did start getting on base, but I was lucky to pick them off, so that's always good. But yeah, anytime you get base runners, it's not that good of a thing. So towards the end, I thought I was settling down, but then I got that one run, so that didn't help out.
The pickoffs, 2-in-1 game. I haven't seen it. We could call them a lot of baseball, but is there a certain trick to your move that they're thinking you're going home and you're headed over to first?
It always helps when you're a lefty.
You're right.
But I guess my head fake, if anything. But yeah, I don't know. It works, I guess.
Well, now getting the W, getting the win. From a team side of things, how does this feel to better your game? Entering your sophomore year, just starting off on the right foot. That's important.
Yeah, I know last year we didn't do too well down here, so
Right.
It's always good to get the first one at least, and hopefully build on that, throughout the year.
Now, Coach Chester calling you one of the marquee members of this pitching staff. Now, what does that mean to you, building off of your freshman year and now already being accounted for to be opening night starter?
It feels good because I know last year I started 4, maybe even 5 starter, and then working to, like you said, get up there at the opening day. It feels really good to have that honor.
All right, I asked Aaron the same question, and you guys were playing for a teammate tonight and going to throughout this season, and not having Evan here. What's that mean to you? And that he's not here with us necessarily, but you guys are really using it in a positive way to fuel how you guys perform on the field, and apparently it's worked to this point.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely missed him. He was up there and pitching last year, but he texts us all the time and talks to us, and we do it back So we're thinking about him on the field, trying to play for him.
Took a picture with him
Mm-hmm.
with his jersey on the field
Yeah.
after this victory. Lastly, you got to love the weather, right?
Oh, definitely better than the snowing weather back at home. So, yeah, it's great.
No question. Well, Zach, congratulations, and best of luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
All right, Zach Crivder joining us. Congratulations to him. We'll bring in Brandon Dorr here to wrap up things as Penn State Greater Allegheny gets win number 1 out of the way for 2014 as they win this one 5-1. Brandon, your final thoughts?
Well, I think take away from this game for Penn State Greater Allegheny, obviously great pitching to start you off. Hopefully you can get more of that throughout the duration of this trip. Very good clutch hitting. You always hope that continues. Just an overall very sound fundamental performance, I thought, from the Lions today.
No question about it. Once again, the final score, Penn State Greater Allegheny 1-0 on the season. They win it 5-1 over Norwich University. For Brandon Dorr, I'm Matt Fargo. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night when Penn State Greater Allegheny will entertain Miami Hamilton back on this field number 2. So until then, from historic Dodger Town in Vero Beach, Florida, this has been a presentation of Penn State Greater Allegheny Baseball on the Champ Sports Network. Good night, everybody, from Vero Beach, Florida.